Hello there. I think it's time we put the finishing touches to this Halifax. Right, before I get cutting anything off that sheet, it turns out, as you can see, you get this guide to the sizes of which roundel each aircraft would have used. And so here we have Halifax 84-inch roundel. The thing is, on this sheet, that is where the 84-inch roundels were, and there's only one pair. So luckily, I know that's where the 84-inch roundels are because I've got another full sheet with the 84 inches still there. So I'm going to actually cut those two out of this one and use these. If I didn't have this sheet, I would have just probably gone for the closest match, which was the next biggest ones, which is 75, which was those. Obviously, as I say, I can't use the ones off this sheet because I've got another full kit. As you can see, size-wise, they're pretty much a match. So, get these ones cut out and get them into the water. Right, with the transfers nicely soaked, it's time to get them on the wing. So I'm just going to hit the camera, get the instructions nice and close so everything can be lined up properly. And the first thing I need is a pair of tweezers. Right. So I'm going to take this one out the water. Straight off the paper it goes. And rather than paint a bit of the solution on the wing, I'm just simply going to dip the entire transfer on. And looking at the aileron and the engine, this needs to go somewhere like so. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to count the panels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It needs to be roughly centered on the 6th panel. Roughly level with, as far as I can tell, because a lot of the time you'll find the lines on the instructions don't actually translate to anything on the kit. So I'm going to line it up with that panel line there through the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Smack in the middle of aileron panel number 6, and that's it. And now I'll just take my brush and just gently waft it over. And as you can see already, it's beginning to settle onto the lines and rivets and all that stuff. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to get the other one on, and basically all I have to do with that is simply match it to this one rather than counting panel lines and working out which panel line to align it to. And it's going to be pretty. Just let me move you. Right. Just bear with me. Okay. Roundel number 2 coming right up. Dip it in the solution. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On we go. Line the middle up. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, smack in the middle. That line there goes through. 1, 2, 3, and a bit lines of rivets that way. 1, 2, 3, and a bit lines of. So these are both as lined up in the same places on the wing as you can possibly make them. So I hope that's helped you out when you are putting on decals or transfers or stickers on your own kits. You can sort of count panel lines, especially when obviously this is a big kit, so it's not like say a Spitfire where the distance between the wing roundels is a lot shorter, so it's a lot easier to judge. I'm just going to give this a nice brush over. We just moved it a touch. Yeah, when you actually another thing you can do is actually sit right back, which you can hear my chair moving. I'm now about 3-4 feet away, looking straight level with the fuselage, and the two wing roundels look like doing exactly the same distance from the fuselage and the end of the wing. I mean, I am a little bit, I must admit, when it comes to doing this, a little bit OCD about it as well, so I will sit and fettle them as much as I can till I'm perfectly happy with them. And of course these extra decals are, as normal, behaving perfectly. So I'll just leave those be to snuggle down. As you can see, it's beginning to show the sort of panel lines and rivet lines through the decal. It's a little bit soft, but once this all dries out and tightens up, we should have a really nicely set decal with the detail of the wing itself showing through. Right, with the decals fully on, the last couple of things I needed to stick on this kit were a dipole aerial there and a pitot there. And as you can see, these are scratch built because I know I had them from this kit. They vanished. So what I've done is simply made 3 little pegs there that are made from the same stuff as this, which is airfoil sectioned plastic. You are supposed to use it to replace struts. It's actually called struts with a Z. So what I've done, 3 little pieces there, piece of what is that? That's nickel wire across. Same there, longer piece, and a piece of nickel wire there for the pitot tube. So that needs to get painted, and then it's simply a case of matte varnish. And with everything construction wise finished, it's now time to give this a full matte coat. And I'm looking forward to how this turns out, because if you've seen the previous videos about this model, you'll know that I've done some pretty interesting things with the black, and I'm kind of curious to see how that turns out once it's had a full matte coat on it. So let's get spraying. Disaster. When I originally masked this, the little blister on the top of this canopy was actually masked in Vallejo liquid mask, which I don't know whether it's because it's old. It's possibly about 3 years old, but it kind of crystallized and set, so I've had to basically chip it off, and I'm not sure I've successfully managed that at this point. Luckily, the rest of the canopy was covered in masking tape. It was just literally this bubble bit, so I've created a few problems. Hopefully a couple of coats of clear will sort that out, which is fine, except the 2 windows on the top here, which are just like at this point vague outlines. I've got a horrible feeling I use the same stuff, so I'm gonna see if we can get it off there, get this masking off there, see what's underneath. If push comes to shove, I'll just have to cut these out completely and replace them. But as you can see, the rest of the glazing is, come on, focus. You nearly made it. Come on, camera, come on, focus camera. Oh, for the love of God. The rest of the glazing as you can see is pretty darn good, except there's lights shining on everything. There we go, not that hard, was it? If I turn this round a bit, I mean, to be fair, it's a very old piece of glazing, but you can see the pilot in there. If I roll it back, yeah, there's the, no more focus. You get 1 focus a day and that's it. So I would see what I can do, and hopefully when I come back we'll have a lovely clear bubble on the canopy and the top windows cleaned off and in place. Right, well, that's how that turned out. I'd actually made these windows out of Clearfix. So when I was trying to get that gunge off, I just put a cocktail stick straight through it eventually. It wasn't going to take a lot. It was quite tough, to be fair. I mean, that, I don't know if you can see that, but that is actually one of the windows off the top, just covered in this Vallejo crap, which is very annoying, and it's still kind of snotty. What could go wrong next? Well, as you can probably see, the nose glazing is off, and that's because while I was cleaning these side windows, which would masked with this same Vallejo garbage, but I must have done them later on because they came off almost clean. There's two windows there, you can see them. But I did have to fettle about with them to get, because it turned into a sort of greasy, waxy mess when I tried to get it off, but not as bad as what the blister had. No, sorry, the blister was crystallised. It was these that was a waxy mess. Anywho, whilst doing that, of course, I popped the machine gun into the aircraft. But, and there's a bit of a lesson here maybe, because I'd only stuck it on with PVA, all I had to do to take it off cleanly is to just wibble it about a bit, and it's a pop, and off it came, perfectly clean, no breakage, no damage. So I can put this gun back, put this back on, bit of PVA again, and it'll look like it never happened. And on that note, I'm going to finish this video here. I've got an idea to sort out these top windows, but it's getting a little bit late on in the week, and I'm trying to bring a video out every sort of Saturday. And as of recording, what is it? It's kind of Wednesday night, so I haven't really got time to get this done and get it out on video. So I'm going to call this video. There'll be another part of this where I'll show you what I'm going to do to sort these windows out. I've still got to put these portholes in, but they're an easy job with a bit of phone message. They're an easy job with a bit of Clearfix. I'm going to probably have to do a bit of fettling now around the canopy area, but that's okay, that's not the end of the world, and that'll be that. And then I know I'm calling this been calling this the finish. After I've done all that, it really will be finished, I promised. Right, so I've got another video planned for next week, complete new build, something I'm quite excited to get stuck into as well, but you'll see that when it comes out. So on that note, unless you want a teaser, would you like a teaser? Just let me give you a teaser of the next build. I'm going to, I think I've just given it completely away, but anyway, whoops, boxes flying everywhere. That's for another video. And on that note, I shall sign off, and I shall see you in the next one.